Thank you, Tom. I made sure to wait for you. Okay. There's actually... So I'm streaming to YouTube and Twitch. But I'm going to try streaming to also YouTube vertical. We'll see how this goes. So let me get that. Wait, is it... Record stream to all vertical outputs. And then I need to go to this one. I'm sick. I'm a sick, twisted individual. Absolutely sick and twisted individual. Just disgusting. Okay. Oh wait, it's unlisted. Shit. Let me make it not unlisted. Public. Done. Save. Okay. So sorry to YouTube frogs, you're gonna have 2 streams in your fucking feed. Sorry. Oh no, I swore. I can't take it back now. Well. Anyways, apparently I'm streaming to 3 formats now. I didn't know my computer could handle this, if I'm being honest. Blue has been gone so long that another VTuber had time to write the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy. Yeah! Should we just jump into it? Shall we go for it? No, what is it? Shall we go for it? There we go. Shall we go for it? The professional setup we have here today. You wouldn't even believe. You couldn't even believe. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Wow. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Yes, this is about the Sinder doc. Oh, look, Playmer's watching on the vertical stream. Playmer's there. Let's go. 3 formats. I can't believe my computer could actually handle this, if I'm being honest. Rendering out 3 different streams. Yeah, it's on the 3D screen. Look. Wendy Williams did not come to play. If I was being more correct, I would be on the other side. But on this environment, I could only put the screen over there. So, you know, it is what it is. And Wendy Williams, she puts it all over there. Let me adjust my camera for the hands. I'm realizing now that it's a little low. Oh, no, now my hands are too high. Oh, whatever. I'll just fix it. I'll just change it back. Okay. This is what YouTube gave you. I want the normal one so I can go look at my other stuff on my phone, but tragically now you're locked in forever. Look, I'm on Twitch, I'm on YouTube Landscape, and I'm on YouTube Vertical. You have so many options. You have infinite options. Infinite. So many options. You have so many options. Oh, this is unhinged. I'm already unhinged. I started off the hinges. Flip the video source so that all the text is now the wrong side, and also my cowlick would be on the wrong side. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Actually, sorry. I have an important question before we get into it. How much of this 1,000-page doc is AI? 0%. However, this is the really important thing that no one is talking about. It's repeating. It's like literally, it's like 80 to 90% screenshots of Discord messages. And then those Discord messages, screenshots are repeated with the same commentary in different sections. So like, is it 1,000 pages? Yes. Does it take a while to read? Yes. But if you read like 2 sections, then like later on you can just skip a lot. Yeah. So did I actually read 1,000 pages? No, but I did read all of the information, but a lot of it repeats. A lot of it repeats. So yeah. Oh, so it's psychosis? No, it's not psychosis. It's not psychosis. It's, I will, to be honest with you guys, this document is actually very well formatted. I really have to give it to Sinder and Red, because like the reason they repeat stuff is because, like, for instance, like there's a whole section that's about nanolists, right? And so the nanolist section is all of the messages that Red and Cinder ever had with Nanolith, basically. And then, like in Bao's section, it will show the screenshots relating to Bao again. So it actually makes perfect sense when you're reading it. It makes perfect sense when you're reading it. Can I do the number 2 with my hands? That sounds like bait. I'm not doing that. It'll come up. You just take a screenshot. It'll come up eventually. Hiccup. Okay, I have no idea how many viewers I have across these platforms. I'll check the analytics later, but I'm kind of curious. Anyways, so shall we go for it? Anything else before we start getting into this document here? This document. There's a few things that I want to do a genuine analysis of what's going on here. Okay, this is not pure reveling in drama. It's a little bit of that. I'm not holier than thou. I'm not holier than thou. I am reveling in the drama, and frankly, nothing in this document is particularly revolutionary. I love that this reads like an FOIA request for Cinder's Discord history. It is. Yeah, no, it is. It's fully as if she was being indicted and they had to do discovery. That is completely what this is, except that it includes all these like annotations. So each section of this doc has it has like different, you guys can't see it because it's kind of cut off, but like there's different chapters. So the first one is like her response. I'm gonna put a lot of quotations. Response, my response, introduction about what this document is, and she claims the thesis statement. Every time I do this with my hands, I want to start doing a Trump impression, and I'm really holding myself back. Okay, because my Trump impression is not even very good. So, anyways, the thesis statement of this document is like, we never actually explicitly told anyone to do anything bad. We never actually explicitly told anyone to do anything bad. And if they decided to do something bad, that was because they completely chose to on their own. And I will give that to them like 30 or 40%. Okay, 30 or 40% I will give that to them, okay? The thesis is how is the thesis statement anything other than not? It's not. Like, basically they take something that is a little bit true and then extrapolate it to like, Nanolith planned all of this to destroy my reputation, and I don't even know why we were only ever nice to her. But like, it is true that they did. How do I say this? Should we just jump to the Nanolith section? But it's kind of hard because like it's like, you know, it's okay. By the way, you guys can't see this, but the nano section alone is 236 pages. Okay, the nano section is the biggest one, and it's 236 pages. Yes, it is literally the "I'm not touching you" defense. Okay. To be so clear, it is literally the "I'm not touching you" defense. You've got it exactly correct. It's the "I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you." Oh, did I get really excited when you said that you kind of were really feeling burnt out and wanted to cancel your clients, and then go, "Oh, well, you know, whatever's best for you. You should really do whatever's best for you if you really want to cancel your clients." Like that, I think that would be so good for your mental health. "I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you." That is like 99% of what this is. So like, and there's a lot of parts that are just so willfully disingenuous, if I'm being honest. Like, there's a few times where they'll say it in plain English, like, "I never did X." And then, okay, I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's this highlighted thing which comes up many times in the document that says, "This was the first of 4 total times with 3 different artists that I had ever specifically asked anyone not to work with someone, which are all presented in this document." As if that's not so many times, guys. That's so many fucking times. They're saying this as if like we only ever did it 6 times or whatever. I mean, they say 4 times, but that's not true. Well, I mean, okay, sure. Let's take them as a word. 4 times, 4 total times. Two times with Nano, and then like once with 2 other artists. They said, we don't want you to work with. It was almost always Silverveil, by the way. Oh my god, we'll get into the Silverveil stuff. You guys, the Silverveil stuff in this document is so unwell. It's so unwell. It's insane. I'm sorry. Cinder was just literally stalking Silverveil for years, and then like was like, well, Silverveil's stalking me because she's also a witch girl. It's so unhinged. The Silverveil stuff is so off the rails. It's so unwell. It's so fucking unwell. Someone is willing to tell you about the 4 times. Imagine how many times it actually was. Ignoring that, let's say it is 4 times. I have never. I don't know what kind of situation mentally you'd have to be in to explicitly tell someone that you're working with, like, we won't work with you, or we feel less inclined to work with you if you're also working with X. It was like Silverveil, like 100, like it was always Silverveil, and then sometimes like Bao was tacked onto it because Red was the other thing in here that's repeated a lot is that like Red, specifically redacted Red, whatever, the manager, he hated Bao, but like Cinder never had anything against Bao. Like the hate against Bao was completely one-sided. And like the thing that is like also, I feel like the thing that people brought up so much when all this drama first started was that like they've been dating for so many years. They lived together for 3 of those years. It's talked about in this document from like, I think they said 2021 to 2023 or 4 or something like that. I'm obsessed with how Red's commentary is highlighted in blue. Yes. So essentially everything that's not highlighted in blue is Cinder talking, and then anything highlighted in blue is Red talking. Why they didn't highlight it in red, I don't really get. And they got back together. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing that's so important to understand. They were never apart. What happened was they got in a fight. Supposedly what happened is they got in a fight the moment these docs dropped because Cinder was freaking out. She kicked him, like she said, like, go home, like get out of here, go home. And then we're like before the month was out, they were back together again. So they were never real, or you know, she didn't give an exact timeline on that. But like, essentially, she didn't talk to him between when the docs first dropped and she was freaking out, and then when she put out the statement, she didn't talk to him. But like, ostensibly, I can't remember if she. Listen, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I'm not gonna do the minute fact checking, because this is about my interpretation. And if the minute details matter to you, you're gonna have to go read the document. You're gonna have to go read the document if the like really small details matter to you. But the point is that they were never really broken up with. They were never actually really broken up with. It's just she just didn't talk to him for like 3 days. And in those 3 days is when she put out the document. And I'm just going to use what they're saying as fact, because it doesn't matter. Even if what they're saying is the absolute fact and truth of the situation, it's a bad look. It's a bad look. They didn't do themselves a service here. I know they think they did, because they showed the sorry, my hand is like, this is I'm a hand talker, and it's really not giving me any, it's doing me a disservice here. Okay. I'm so glad you're here to read the Megadoc for you. Of course, anytime. You know me, I'm a drama frog, and I'm fine with admitting that. You guys, I just found this YouTube channel of this almost 50-year-old woman who watches all the same drama channels that I do. And God bless. She's also a PhD archaeologist professor. And then she's like, "Oh yes, oh I also watch Swell Entertainment. Oh, I also watch all the book talk drama channels." I love her. I live. I don't know any gang signs, and even if I did, I don't think this could do them. I don't think that it has the precision. I do have elite motion. I just remembered that. It's too late now. Sorry, not archaeologist. Did I say archaeologist? Anthropologist, which is apt. It's very apt, isn't it? She studies humans. Anyways, so my point is that the thesis statement of this document was that we never told Nanolist to cancel those things. Were we very competitive? Yes. And oh my god, are they competitive in this? And okay, the reason why I do put like 30% of this on Nano, maybe less, like 20 to 30% of this situation on Nano, is because ultimately it was a communication issue. Like, frankly, like the energy that Nano was bringing to the table and the energy that Red was bringing to the table are two totally different energies. And the issue is that Nano is not an English speaker, and I don't know that much about Brazilian Portuguese, but it seems like based on these documents that it's kind of a more like Nano and Red's, not now, Cinder and Red's defense is that like we didn't tell her to cancel those clients, but then yeah, like I said, like being really excited when she brought it up, or saying like, oh well, you know, it really makes us sad that you're working with Silvervale. You know, we've just had so many issues with her, and oh my god, there's just been so much drama with Bao, and you know, it's just, oh, you're working with her for another model. Oh, and the breaking point, I know what Nano says what the breaking point is in this. The breaking point was that not once, but twice, there's your number 2, weird chatter. Weird Hebrew chatter. The breaking point of this document is that twice Red says explicitly, the more Nano models that exist, the less special they are. And Nano took great offense to that. Great offense to that. And fairly so, frankly. Like, the reason I put a little bit of blame on Nano is not because of that, but because, like, she keeps egging Red on to try to do she's trying to do good customer service by saying, I love working with Cinder. Cinder is my baby. Oh, I would love to do so much work for Cinder. Which in my mind is she's just doing good customer service. But then Cinder and Red use that as an excuse to say, like, she offered it. She said she would only ever want to work with Cinder, and blah, 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 blah. I see their point. They have a unique style for their models, but also screw you. That's the artist's style. It doesn't belong to you. Yeah. And frankly, like, a lot of this also, this is bad to say. No one said this except for me. And I know this is a bad thing to say. A lot of this hinges on the fact that Nano has a little bit of same face syndrome. And someone had some tweet somewhere where they had like a few different pictures of her VTuber models like lined up, and oh my god, like the silhouettes are like exactly the same, because like they all have the exact same like harness thing going on. I'm trying, somewhere in this doc there's like a lineup of all the models. Yeah, here it is. Oop, oh god. Okay, this is not, then maybe, I don't know what tweet I was looking at, but like, you know how Cinder has that like harness around her neck and then it goes down? Like a lot of Nano's models have that exact same thing. And then like, because Nano's style is really distinct, like a lot of them, if you see them next to each other, the face looks really similar. So like, I get a little bit the thought process, but like, that's on you for picking an artist like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's on Cinder and Red for choosing an artist who does a lot of the same stuff a lot of the time. Consistency is a good thing, though. But it's okay. So the thing is, she doesn't always have the same face, because like Zentreya's whole model's like completely different than say like Cinder or Silvervale's. But like Cinder and Silvervale, I mean, it's true, you know what you're getting. But like, I see from like Cinder's point of view where she's like, okay, this artist has a consistency, and then another VTuber who has a very similar silhouette to me and a very similar concept to me, and who I've been freaking out about like my whole life. It also depends on how much input the client puts in. I think, well, the weird thing also is I don't know if Nano designs them. I actually think that Nano doesn't design the models. At least Nano didn't design any of Cinder's models. But the models that I was talking about are not listed here. They're like even newer than these ones. Or I guess it's also the Yokchi? How do you pronounce this VTuber's name? The red one. Oh my god, stop. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Every time I try to zoom, it like freaks out. Okay, I'm just gonna stop doing that. No. I want your input, Belinda. I want your input because you're an artist and you've had to deal with clients. This is so relevant to you. I don't know how long you've been here, but like essentially what happened was that Nano, first of all, is a Portuguese, like from Brazil. I assume Portuguese English is not her first language. It kind of seems that way. Then and so like, you know, as a I don't know if you're like this, Belinda, but like a lot of people in the VTuber space, they don't communicate with a lot of clarity and professionalness. So it's a lot of like, oh my god, oh, that's so cute. Oh my god, I love you. Oh my god, did you hear this drama? Like it's very juvenile. To be frank. So yeah, see all the emotes. Wahaba, we're doing prep. Oh, you know, it's just like if they had just spoken to each other professionally and not gossiped from the very fucking beginning, none of this would have been a problem. Absolutely wouldn't have been a problem. And what happens in the end of this saga is that Nano, I assume she started talking to like other people, and like those people were like, oh, it's kind of messed up, like that they said that the more models you have, the less special they are, and oh my god, they told you not to work with Silvervale, and and then so here, a completely new like person comes in, and it's like, you're not gonna be like, please don't talk to Nano directly anymore. I'm Nano's manager. Nano's just been really burnt out, and I feel like people use uwu cutesy speak to mask their actual frustrations and general prying judgment, mask their intentions. I disagree. I think that they just both don't have experience and don't want to speak professionally because like they feel like it comes off mean. And also they like, there's lots of people who don't want a professional, like they're streamers because they don't want a real job, right? Or they're just forced to talk in uwu. I mean, neither Red nor Nano in this situation is forced to talk in uwu, in my opinion. The age range skews towards a little experience with this sort of thing. Yeah, exactly. But I could see a VTuber who like is speaking with someone that, like, if there's a VTuber who has a really strong brand for their character and they're speaking with someone who they don't know for sure that like they can trust them, that they would like continue the character, it happens. I could see it. How do you do, fellow kids? It's rough when a VTuber's first job at a school is VTuber. Yeah. It's hard to talk professional without taking negatively. Yeah, exactly. I have a lot of personal experience with that, actually, because I speak very bluntly because I want my point. Like, it's more important to me that people completely understand what I'm saying than for me to come off like super friendly. People just want to be liked, right? Like, ultimately, people just want to be liked. So they want to speak in the most positive way possible. Or people will let you get away with more because you sound like a literal child. No. Oh, maybe. I don't know. We gotta set an age requirement on VTubers. I mean, there kind of is, right? People did it. I was actually kind of impressed with the backlash that happened when that like minor tried to join VTubing, and everyone was like, no minors in VTubing. Where's the uwu redeem? We don't do redeems here. I don't believe in redeems. So because they speak so friendly with each other, like a lot of it is like a lot of what they're saying is in like vagalities. So when I'm just trying to like she kind of highlights the important stuff, but it's only the stuff that improves her argument. And then the second thing is that because they're speaking so familiarly with each other and friendly, Nano would come to Red to just sort of like complain, not to actually take any action, but just to like kind of be like, I'm so burnt out, I have way too many commissions, like I'm so tired. And then Red would be like, well, you know, you could you should cancel, you know, for your mental health, you should really maybe cancel your commissions. And also, and then like the thing is, Nano then would sometimes do that. Sometimes Nano would then cancel commissions. And it's not like Red said like you have to or whatever, but like, you know, I don't think that Nano was coming to Red and saying that she's burnt out because she wants Red to tell her to cancel all her non-Cinder commissions. Like, as an artist, you just don't want to draw the same person a million bajillion times. You should cancel your commissions. I mean, except ours. Literally. So like, and then the exclusivity, I will say, Nano was the first person, at least in all these screenshots, was the first person to ever to bring up the exclusivity thing. Nano brought it up first. But like I just said, a lot of these messages are about how Nano's burnt out. Nano has too much work. Nano can't take all this work. So the exclusivity that Nano was asking for was that Cinder's team would pay Nano to only take Cinder's work, but less work in general. And Red was very clear, no, we want you to do exactly the same amount of work you're doing right now, but only work for Cinder, which is a lose-lose for Nano. And the thing is that Red and Cinder keep presenting this deal, this exclusivity deal, like we want you to keep doing the same amount of work, but only for us, as like, I don't understand why Nano didn't want it. Like, but they know. They have brains. They're not stupid. They know that's a horrible deal for Nano. It's so disingenuous to propose something like that. It's frankly just like taking advantage of Nano to propose something like that in the first place. I can think of someone who would be more than happy to keep drawing the same character. Listen. I mean, if it's your own character, that's one thing, of course. But like, they wanted Nano to be an employee without the benefits. Exactly. Yeah. And they're like paying Nano to cancel her commissions would have cost us $40,000 to $60,000, and she wouldn't have done any extra work for us. Of course we can't afford that. Like, yeah, no shit. Some people would be okay with that. Yes. But it's not like Cinder, like I will say that Nano keeps calling Cinder's my baby, like, and that's why I'm saying it's partially Nano's fault, but it's a miscommunication rather than manipulation. Cinder keeps saying it's manipulation. Nano's manipulating everyone. No. I know. Lua Lucky Live, ridiculous. Who is she? Right, okay. And frankly, Nano was just not being a good business person, and she should have been charging higher. Of course, Nano should have just been charging higher, and then she could space them out more because she'd have less commissions. And I think that's partially why she brought in the new manager at the end. There's also a ton of insinuations in this document that the new manager is Nano, or like isn't really her manager. I fully don't understand what Red and Cinder were trying to get at, but like they were trying to imply that like this new manager wasn't really her manager, was actually just a random person that was meant to just like deflect from all the drama that was about to start. Really weird. And I should also say that they also had this really weird deal with Nano where sometimes instead of paying her, like, and I, to be clear, like, I don't know I did not see where they ever first did this. That's not in the docs. But like Nano would bring up like, hey, can Cinder pay for my rigging? And then I'll just subtract that from your next commission. I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Why? Is it like a currency issue? Or I mean, that would make the most sense to me, but it seemed a little bit more like it was more of like a loan kind of deal. And I'll be honest, listen, I don't blame, like, I think that's just bad business, but that's not like in this document, that's not presented as anything that's like an issue. It's just, I just think that's bad business. I just think it's a example of that Nano is not not an incredible businesswoman. Trying to stay within a tax bracket. Oh, maybe. Okay, if I don't think that's true, but if it does have to do with a tax bracket situation, that's genius. If it does have to do with staying with it, that's genius. That it would be genius. I would give it to her if that was true. I don't think that's true. Maybe. NVIDIA OpenAI circular deals type situation. 1000%. It is really giving that. So yeah, for the people who came in recently, the thesis statement of this whole document is that like Red and Cinder kept implying like, oh, well, you know, I just don't know if we can continue, if we're gonna work with Silverveil or work with Bao or whatever. Like they kept pushing Nano to do certain things, or being like, oh, I see Silverveil's on your way. Oh, another thing that Nano did that actually pissed me the fuck off, by the way. Every time Red asked for details on other people's commissions, Nano would give it. So Red would be like, and then Red keeps saying like, well, we just need to know so that we can plan for our commissions. And I'm like, that's not your job. That's Nano and Nano's manager's job. So like, you don't like, Nano would send like a screenshot of like, I get to work on so many fun models, and Red's like, so what's the timeline of Bao's model? When did Bao? Oh, and then this is crazy. Every time they saw someone getting a commission of Nano, they would ask for like literally all the details, like, when did Bao come to you to talk about this? Because they wanted to know if Bao or Silverveil was copying Cinder. They're not copying Cinder. Nano's an incredibly popular artist. The implication every time someone was getting a model from Nano in this document was that they were copying Cinder, as if Nano doesn't have like 500,000 fucking followers on Twitter. Oh, the only reason they could have possibly found out about Nano drawing models is because they're stalking Cinder and want to copy Cinder. Excuse me? Incredible fucking artist, incredible popular artist, incredible popular VTuber. They're not copying Cinder. This isn't even a business thing anymore. It's a don't let people micromanage you situation. I agree. Yes, I agree with that. And frankly, this situation at the end where Akira, this new manager, comes in, this is when I'm sure Nano's whole life changed, because having a proper manager do all the communication and all the planning for you. Oh yeah, Nano should not have been doing any of that in the first place. 100%. Yeah, a lot of this is just Nano not having good business practices, which I think in this somewhere they say how like they say like Nano's only like 19 or something. So like I can't even really blame Nano. Like, not your fault. You're an incredible artist who a lot of people want to pay money to, right? But like, you know, not 19. I don't know how old she is. I feel like I heard that in the document, but then they also talk about how she's married and she bought a house. Well, I don't know. Ignore me. I don't think she's 19. That can't be right. Maybe. Somewhere in here they talk about it. I can't fucking remember how old she is. She certainly seems young. But I love that they highlight every time there's something here that's good for their argument. So, yeah. And then, so the vast majority of the actually interesting stuff about this document is all in the nano section. What else? Oh my god, the Silver Rail stuff. And I will be clear, like they do say at the very beginning of the doc, like, yes, me and Red do see all VTubers as competition. But I've never been jealous of anyone in my entire life. To me, those are contradictory statements. To me, those are contradictory statements. Yeah, sounds like a naive and amateur business owner being taken advantage of. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And so it's just funny that, like, to me, this whole document, Nano just comes off as like very naive, very, very inexperienced. And then like Cinder and Red try to say like she's manipulating all of you. I'm like, no, she's just naive. To be honest, I don't know that Nano really had the right to make a call out document on Cinder, if I'm being honest with you. I don't think it should have been a call out doc. But I think most things shouldn't be a call out doc. It's why I'm talking about it right now, because frankly, the stakes are so low. If Cinder had just kept streaming, if she had taken 1 week off and then just kept streaming, she would be still an extremely big VTuber. But she didn't. She didn't post through it. She decided to write 1,000 page document for no reason. No one asked for this. And it doesn't make her look any better. It doesn't make her look any better. It makes her look exactly the same. Frankly, this whole document just to me, for what I was aware of, I know a lot of people like blew things out of proportion. Like a lot of you are calling her a psychopath. That's too far. She's just a mean girl. She's just a mean girl who's just very ambitious. And she's just extremely ambitious, and you know, ambition can be good. It made her one of the biggest VTubers, but it obviously has a lot of bad. There's a reason why most of the CEOs in the world are horrible people, guys. Like, and in a toxic relationship. Well, they don't talk. I have no. They don't talk about that in this doc. I don't know where the toxic relationship is coming from. I don't know where that's coming from. I do find it, so another big implication in this is that Cinder had, and they keep repeating like, I didn't know Red said this. I didn't know Red said that. I didn't know Red said this. I don't look at Red's messages. But I'll be honest, I do find that hard to believe. I do find it hard to believe that Cinder didn't know some of this, at least. Like, I find it extremely hard to believe that she had no idea how much Red hated Bao for like a full year. Ambitious is so charitable. Yeah, well, I mean, it is definitely the more positive word I can use. What is the more negative word I can use? If Cinder's career could survive that terrible cover, that it could survive this drama. Yeah, what's a better word I could use instead of charitable? Obstinate? I have a different definition for that word. Stubbornly refusing to change one's opinion. Obstinate's not the right word. Greedy? That's a good word. Greedy. Greedy is a great word. Greedy is a very good word. I would say that the Achilles heel in this situation is greed. And self-consciousness? Cutthroat. Cutthroat's another good one. But cutthroat, you can be cutthroat about things that are like her greed is what made her cutthroat, right? So the other issue with Cinder is that she's extremely low self-esteem, or like, because the thing is like, what crab mentality? What's crab mentality? Insecure. Yes, she's greedy and insecure. These are the two issues. She's greedy and insecure because, like, and listen, guys. No one becomes a VTuber because they're the most secure person in the world. No one. So, like, glass houses. But, like, oh my god, the insecurity is crazy. It's literally every time someone had a tail and an ear, she's like, oh my god, they're copying me. Oh my god. Like, any sort of... It is wild to me that, because, like, you know, there was that smaller VTuber, Spite, who was also a hellhound, who had her own document proving that she never copied Sinder, but Sinder was absolutely certain that both Silverveil and Spite were copying her on everything. I have ears and a tail. I'm copying Sinder. I'm a hound. And I'm in hell, so... Yeah, main character Sinder, exactly. And I think that the reason why she was so obsessed with Silverveil is because Silverveil, like, kind of was everything she wanted to be, right? Like, she got into VShoujo, you know. She was I don't know. Let's get to the Silverveil stuff, guys. The Silverveil stuff is just insane. So, as far as I can tell from this document, like, so before Sinder was Sinder, she was an ASMR YouTuber called Tashi. And so when she decided she wanted to become a VTuber, she was trying to plan her character. And she wanted to be a wolf girl with a Sakura concept. And then VShoujo was announced, and Silverveil was one of the first people in VShoujo. Okay? And she's like, oh shit, I have to change everything about myself. I have to become I'm gonna totally change my concept because everyone's gonna compare me to her. And so she makes herself a hellhound or whatever. So she comes up with Sinder. Sorry, if you include all the, like, reference sheet stuff. And then, wait, what is this? When my character design had finished, I needed to get stream assets. Red and I looked over. Oh, the implication. I think that she's pushing back on that she copied Silver or something, even though that was never part of the drama. But, like, that's the crux of this whole situation, is that anytime Cinder gets compared to anybody, she, like, freaks out about it. Something. Oh, the only time they ever referenced Silverveil was because they found one of the artists for Silverveil's panels and wanted to commission the same person. Okay. This reads like she's read and responding to every Twitter reply she got 1,000%. It reminds me of, like, there was this one smaller VTuber who was doing a subathon, and she got a message and she debuted a new model. And frankly, the new model was, like, gorgeous. And her old model was, like, you know, very starter VTuber new thing. And then her new model was, like, very pretty. And they were totally different vibes. And so during her subathon, someone says a message like, am I the only one who likes the old model better? Like, I don't know, there's just something about it that was endearing. Which, in my brain, like, if I were to see that, that would be someone who acknowledges that the new model is, like, demonstrably, like, better or, like, you know, an improvement. But, like, but it's just saying, like, oh, well, you know, I'm gonna miss the old model. And because of that comment in her chat, she canceled her subathon. She ended stream and then canceled her subathon. VTubers and insecurity is freaking me out. It's freaking me out. Brain worms. I mean, that's not even a brain worm. That's a fucking brain slug. Jesus. My god, half your brain is slug. Half your brain is worms. My god. And that is, to be clear, that is the level that Cinder's on. 100%. So, then Sinder, after she debuts, or as she's preparing for debut, She draws a little fan art of her in silver. Just I guess she was drawing other ones, but they said that she did post these, but I don't think she ever actually posted these, but like they were saying like this was just a series she was doing, but no one ever saw the other ones, so it just looked like Sinder was really obsessed with silver. So this is the like ignition point. This little fan art, if you could believe it, is the ignition point for the actual hatred between them. Because before it was like just like a completely one-sided, Sinder being very conscious of Silvervale, but when this happens is when Silvervale becomes aware of Sinder, okay? As far as I'm aware. And so so she posts this art, and this is the tweet. Here's a little gift for Silvervale, such an inspiration, da da da. Hashtag Silvervale, Cindervale, anyone? Maybe these wolves will be a part of the same pack one day, okay? And like, listen, she's small, right? This doesn't get a lot of attention. And apparently, Silvervale's mother likes and retweets it. After she likes and retweets it, she unlikes and unretweets it. And so then Red and Sinder start freaking out. Okay, they start freaking out. They have a large reaction to unretweeting and unliking this. And so they DM who is this artist? Wait, they DM an artist who had worked with Silver, and they don't ever say, I think, how the artist. It just says DMs the artist, but the artist of who? I don't think they ever say. They DM with an artist who had worked with Silvervale, and they're like, why? Why did she unretweet and unlike it? And they're like, I don't know why the fuck you're messaging me. I can't help you. Maybe it's the weird tag, the Cindervale tag. Which, yeah, frankly, weird thing to do, guy. I'm sorry, that's a weird thing to do. It is so weird to be so hung up about someone liking and retweeting a fucking image that you message, you DM someone partially related to that person because you can't get in contact with that VTuber. Just, I don't know, stop, rethink, don't ever do this. This is a horrible idea. Oh my god. It's so cringe. It's so cringe. I don't understand. Like, it's so indefensible. It's so frankly indefensible that they don't even really try to defend it, but they also don't say, like, my bad. They don't say, oh, this was maybe something we shouldn't do or anything. Like, it's just, I don't know why she had why did she have such a big reaction? I can't believe she unretweeted and unliked my fan art. That's such a crazy reaction. It was kind of the vibe that they're trying to give off here. So should I stop trying to DM your mom? That's the thing. They don't even DM the mom. They don't even DM the mom. Because they at least realized that would be weird. Well, okay, so to be clear, from my perspective as a person who streams, this art is so very clearly a desperate call out for attention. Like, Sinder wants Silvervale's attention. Like, that's so clearly what this is. So obviously, Sinder, as a person who's shrewd, I'll give, that is a word I would use. She's shrewd. She's like, I don't care about people who are begging for attention, especially when I don't know them. VTubers getting skebs of themselves with a VTuber they don't know is weird. It's begging for attention and it's weird. That's my hill I'll die on. A lot of people don't think it's weird. A lot of people don't think it's weird. I think it's weird. I think it's so, like, clearly, such a clear, obvious, like, motivation to me that I don't like it. And Silvervale clearly feels the same way. I don't think it's unreasonable to characterize Sinder as somewhat psychopathic because of the competition mindset. No, I disagree. I think people throw around the word psychopath so much that it's lost the proper meaning. It's a weird thing to do in a kingdom of weirdos, yeah. That's the thing. A lot of VTubers do it and then receive it and they're fine with it, okay? Because VTubers are weirdos. They're weirdos. I think it's weird to do. Sorry. Still waiting for someone to skeb an artist for fan art of Belindra. Now, see, but that's different though. Like, skebbing fan art of just the VTuber by themselves is, or like creating fan art of just the VTuber by themselves is fine, in my opinion. The extra weird thing is adding yourself into the image, like holding hands and like, you know, interacting. That's the weird part. No. Yeah, no, that's weird. See, okay, yeah, okay. And that happens all the time, though. That happens all the time. Gonna skip some Wonder Bread lady. Oh God. So Silver, to be clear, Silverveil said that she was uncomfortable with the hashtag, and I'm sure the hashtag was not great. But frankly, I think it was just the fact that it was fan art of her with Cinder in the first place that was kind of the bigger issue, if I'm being honest. I think it was maybe a 50-50 situation. I mean, it's already weird to make the fan art, and then adding this hashtag is kind of weird. So Silverveil actually messages Cinder. Because this is such a weird thing to do, it is so weird to reach out to the artist that Silverveil actually messages Cinder and said, "Hi, I've been a little busy the past week, so I didn't really get a chance to reach out. But I loved your art. It was just a little bit of a concern with the forced ship tag, cry emoji. I just feel like it was a little off-putting and in bad taste, considering we don't really know each other yet. I hope you understand, sad face." Which is, frankly, a very, very charitable message. It's a pretty charitable message. And a little bit of bias disclosure here. I don't like Silverveil. I don't know her. I don't watch her. I just don't. I don't like Silverveil very much. So then she like messages like, "I deleted it. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, manager told me you had message. She asking why her asking my mom. Thank you for understood the wait, what? Red DMs with the artist. Oh, so then Red goes back to the artist because the artist told Silver? Why? Don't bother. My God. Then she tweets it again without the hashtag. Bold. Bold, to say the least. Well, obviously they copied Lua's VTuber design with the ears and the I know, right? I mean, my ears are basically exactly the same, except that they're like down, but they're like the same. And like my tail, I also have a fluffy tail. It's crazy. If I'm an attention seeker now, I know I was seen. Yeah. Ugh. Then she's trying to say that she's apparently, now this is crazy. She's saying that this design is the same as this design. In what world? Literally, she's trying to say that Silver, or like this I really don't understand what they were trying to say here. They're trying to say that this design and this design were getting compared. Who was comparing these designs? Literally, who was comparing these designs? She must have seen a single message about it, because she's freaking. I mean, unless she's just truly unwell. Because I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I will say, like, when you see these next to each other, that's pretty rough. You know what this is what and this is like her worst fear. This is like Cinder's worst fear coming true right here. But like, but I will say, like, she put it in the same pose that it would match. But like, obviously, like, if you don't have brainworms, they're different. But if you do have brainworms, I can see it. Because it's the same artist and doing the same face. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I was trying to say. Like, I see where some of her brainworms originate, because the artist has a really distinctive style. And then a lot of the VTubers have this same neckline going on. Like, I see where the brainworms are hatched. Meanwhile, all of Mama said, I don't know how to pronounce the name. I disagree. People always say that I completely disagree that her models look even a little bit similar. Like, she has a really distinctive way she draws, like, eyes and mouths especially. But, like, all the models themselves are, like, completely different. I genuinely... Kamame? Yeah, Kamame. Kamame, see, go... Ah. All of her children are, like, literally totally different. The only ones that were similar, kind of, was, like... I guess you could say, like, Alira and, Brain... Selene, because they're, like, supposed to be, like, sisters. They were supposed to be similar. They definitely have same face syndrome. I don't even think I agree with that, because, like, the art, the actual eyes and stuff are always drawn in, like, different shapes. But just because you can always recognize that it's the artist doesn't mean it's the same face. But if you can overlay the face and they're exactly the same, like, especially the eyes, then I'm kind of like, Anyways, so then she's like, Silvervale was watching my model debut, so she must have copied me. Crazy. I watched her model debut, and I have no idea who Sinder was. There was like 2,000 people there. And then she starts realizing that I don't know what this is. I don't even understand what this was supposed to be about. Unfortunately, her model wasn't gonna be. Oh, I think this is a nano model, I guess. I don't have a lot of the context for this beef. A lot of this is like assuming that we know all of Silvervale's history as if all of us stalk Silvervale. I don't. And then she reposts the fan art a third time. Why? 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 I think I rigged this background or helped with it. Did I rig it? Fully can't remember. And then is TwitchCon where she like sees her in person. She like convinces Aru to like come get them and then she like tries to use Aru to like connect them. It's weird. Strange. And then okay, so this tweet is just like doing a do you ever wonder what's going on in someone's head? And then it's Silvervale bouncing her boobs. Okay, that's the whole meme. Then a week later, Silvervale posts, do you ever wonder what's going on in someone's head? And then it's like her doing a little dance, but it's focusing on the boobs. And she's like, oh my god, Silvervale copied Sinder's tweet. Even Nano, by the way, to be clear, even in the Nano section, Nano keeps being like, stop thinking about Silver. You guys are so different. Or stop talking about Silver. Like, you're being unhinged. Even Nano, that was the only time Nano ever pushed back on anything that Red and Sinder said was her being like, you guys need to stop comparing yourselves to Silver. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And then oh, this is so cringe. Oh, Sinder replied to Silvervale's with Cinder's video, with her own video, being like, oh, we're the same. As like clearly trying to like point out to everyone viewing it that I did it first. Oh my god. Oh my god. This was so cringe. Oh, I keep rubbing my face. And then, so Cinder and Red keep talking about it. See, they keep talking about it for years. They keep talking about this post for years. It's a fucking Twitter meme video, guys. Who gives a shit even if she did copy you? Oh my god, this was so cringe. Yes, this whole section should have been deleted, and it should have just been rent-free. The rent-freeness, guys, it gets worse. It gets worse. It gets worse. It gets worse. I don't know why they're posting this again. I refuse to read it. Something about Aru trying. I didn't understand this. Again, a lot of this hinges on the fact that we know all of Silvervale's. I'm sorry, but the assumption that we know everything about Silvervale just speaks so much to how much Silvervale enveloped Red and Cinder's life that we're just assumed to know about all of it. This is all in Cinder's doc. This is Cinder's doc. We're looking at Cinder's doc. Yes, she's choosing to say this stuff. She thinks she truly believes that Silvervale was copying her for all this stuff. And to be clear, they also say, or they insinuate heavily, both in the Discord messages and in the annotations, that every person that they know because they know all the big VTubers, every person that they know, the only person they didn't talk about was Iron Mouse. Every big VTuber who commissioned Nano was doing it because they were copying Cinder. They imply that very heavily. That's why they keep asking Nano, when did that person ask for that model? Was it obviously like clearly trying to be like, was it right after Cinder's debut? Please get therapy, yeah. Does this end with Cinder posting a picture of Silvervale's house? No, it doesn't go that far at all. But like, what is this part? Oh, this is... Silvervale's also convinced that anytime she raids someone and the person doesn't directly say Cinder, like the word Cinder, that they must hate her, and they're like they have it out to get her. They knew swinging at Iron Mouse of all people would give the game away. Truly, exactly. Yeah, and I'm sure, trust and believe they were doing it between themselves. Trust and believe that between themselves they don't like Iron Mouse because Iron Mouse has a hell concept. Trust and believe. Nothing to do with this document, by the way. But I believe that's true. And that's wild. So in this whole section, they're going to a different person and complaining that, oh, Silvervale must hate me. She didn't say my name when I rated her. Like, and they even give the timestamp of it happening. They give a link so you can watch it. I don't want to do that. I have friends who have bipolar disorder, and this is like 10 times more intense than anybody I know. I will say that, like, we're condensing about 4 or 5 years. We're condensing 5 years into one document. So, like, it sounds very dense, but, like, this is still 5 years of information. Ugh. And now she's complaining to the person about Silvervale, like, this is their whole history. Like, I was gonna be a wolf cherry girl, and then Silvervale came along. Grudges, and then Cinder's absolutely convinced that Silvervale has a grudge against Cinder, even though it's... I mean, talk about projection, guys. Talk about projection. You want to talk about projection. And then she brings up the Nano, all the stuff she talked about with Nano and Silver again. Oh my god. It's a lot of repeating. See, look, like... Oh, they're trying to say that this would be a good combo. What they're trying to say here, a lot of their weirdness about Silvervale is they keep saying, like, no, we're not jealous of Silvervale. We just think it would make such a good duo of them together. And, like, then Silvervale we'll get there. Oh, there's a message. There's a message just coming up where Silvervale explicitly says to Cinder, I am not interested in business and transactional relationships. And Cinder does not get the hint, even a little bit. Oh my god, and there's this whole thing where Silvervale was convinced that, or Cinder was convinced that Silvervale was trying to ruin her waifu cup launch. And they said that the waifu cup guy was making them change the illustration because the illustrations were so similar. But they provide zero evidence of that, and I believe 3,000% that if they ever did say that screenshot would be in here. So I don't think that Waifu Cup said that they needed to change the illustration. And by the way, there's other parts of this document where like Red says something like, oh, well, we have to do blank because blank said so, or but it's just fully a lie, and they admit to that. So like, I completely believe that what happened was, and the extra crazy thing is that like when they first bring up, oh, Silverveil and Cinder have a really similar Waifu Cup illustration, and it's both done by you, and they're both coming out around the same time. Nano says, the first thing Nano says is, oh my god, I feel so bad, like, do you want me to change yours? And they're like, no, of course not. And then come back to her a few weeks later and say, actually, yeah, can you change it? Horrible clients. And they keep saying like, Nano asked for this information. She said she loves gossip. She wants all this information about us complaining about other VTubers to her. Even if she does, that's not a good look for you. It's not a good look on anybody here. So this is repeating a lot of the Nano stuff every time they mention Silver. Okay. This is insane. This is insane. Oh, here's where they message Nano to tell her I had to change the Waifu Cup because it's too similar to Nano Silver's. Okay, they open mod applications. And one of Silver's mod applies. They were chosen because of their experience modding for another large VTuber. And then they proceed to have that mod spy on Silver's mod chat for them. Saying, oh, we chose them because of their experience is so disingenuous. And do they think that we're not going to see through it? Do they think that's not just so blatantly obvious that they chose this? They even say it, basically. That they chose this mod because she was modding for Silver. And yet we're not, and then the mod sends them screenshots of Silverveil's mod chat whenever they mention Cinder. Let me get down here to it. Oh my god. Oh, it just keeps going. It never fucking ends. Because they show it all in chronological order. Oh, here it is. Here it is. So these screenshots. So these are screenshots of Silver's mod chat. Silverveil's mod chat. And frankly, the stuff that they say is not wrong. I have told, okay, let's say you're my neighbor, and every morning on my way to my car, you say hello and try to draw attention towards yourself from the crowd of people that are, for some reason, also watching me walk to my car. I have told you in private multiple times to very nicely, please leave me alone in every aspect of my life. And I have never walked over to your driveway and attempted to draw attention to me from the crowd that watches you walk to your car. I have never even set foot on your property. You continue to show up in the morning on my driveway regardless. So, like, they didn't even mention Cinder here, to be clear. They didn't even mention Cinder. I'm going back up because the cringest message is back up here, I'm pretty sure. Yes, here it is. Okay. No, it's also not a good mod. Like, the mod that obviously, well, I mean, the mod who said that, I think is actually I think that's a fair thing to say, frankly. You know, they were trying to explain someone who's, like, a clout chaser, but without using rude words. So, Cinder goes to Silverveil's meet and greet. Wait, wait. Oh, Cinder went to 2 Silverveil meet and greets? I thought it only happened once. Will I do another programming stream? Oh, not anytime soon, I'm sorry. So you wouldn't spy on your other job for your Oshi? Oh, God, no. Okay, so I didn't even realize that Cinder went to 2 Silverveil meet and greets. I thought it was only 1. So after this meet and greet, then Silverveil reaches out to Cinder specifically. Silverveil does reach out to Cinder herself. Because, I will say, because Cinder tweeted this photo. She's like, I hope you had fun at TwitchCon. Blank messaged me letting you know. Oh, no. This is, oh shit, no, that's Silverfin. Oh my god, no. It was fucking Sinder trying to get at Silver through someone else again. I hope you had fun at TwitchCon. Blake messaged me wanting you to know a collab. I really prefer not to do collabs. It's nothing against you at all. Just more of a solo game streamer. I was really flattered you were interested though. I'm always down if you want to message anything though. I'm rarely on Twitter, so messaging on Discord works too if you prefer that. So they actually do friend on Discord. I don't fully get why Silver did that. Maybe she was tired of Cinder going through other people. So they do friend on Discord, and Silver says, Hi, Silver. Sorry for getting back to you so late. I've been super sick from TwitchCon. It's 2 days before. It's 2 days between these messages. I guess a lot of us got sick after the last couple of parties. I hope you had a good time at your meet and greet. I'm hiding the bottom message because that's where it's crazy. But yeah, no worries. If you don't prefer to stream together, my manager suggested something more like sponsorships, merch, music, or some kind of other project together that maybe Mythic could help with if needed. I'd love to chat more either way. And Silver says, no worries. It's been super hectic and busy for everyone, lol. Hope you're feeling better. I'm really flattered by the persistence, but I'm just not that interested in transactional relationships with anyone. I hope you can understand. To me, like, this is the third message directly to Cinder saying not interested. Not interested. Directly to, privately and directly to Cinder. I'm not interested. But she says, like, she does say, like, well, I guess in the Twitter message she says, like, hey, down to message. Always down to message. And so Cinder continues to message. Cinder continues to message completely one-sidedly. What is a transactional relationship? Oh, I mean, well, Cinder said literally like a business deal. Like let's make merch together. Let's like make a money-making project together. Something more like sponsorships, merch, music, or some kind of other project that Mythic could pay for. So, I mean, yeah, Cinder was very transparent. Like, maybe we could do something together. Like, maybe like a thing. And Silver says, I'm really not interested in that kind of thing. I don't do that kind of stuff. Blah, blah, blah. Which, again, I don't watch Silver, but I will give it to her. This point is true. I have never seen her do that kind of stuff with people. But again, I don't follow her, so I wouldn't know anyways. Cinder doesn't understand boundaries, exactly. And by the way, this whole time, it's never in this doc, but like Cinder is replying to a lot of Silverveil tweets the whole time. We need to preserve Blindra's innocence, true. Damn, VTuber game cold as hell. Yeah. Well, listen, I'm a drama tuber. I come out once a year. I come out for one big drama a year. And I didn't come out for the V-Shoujo drama, so I gotta come out for this. So, again, it's more of Nano just oversharing and then Red prying and trying to grab more information. So Nano like sends just her waitlist, and then Redact is like, you just scrapped Silverveil. I talked to Cinder just now about this, and she said she's absolutely would love to work with you if you need any more help to do her house. And then Nano's like, oh no, I mean, I didn't cancel Silver, but I'll cancel anyways. Kind of feeling more light. You should just do what's best for you. So, okay, so short story, Volpe. This really big VTuber named Cinder, suddenly a bunch of her friends like dropped like Google Docs like exposing her in huge quotations about how she was a mean girl. basically. That's basically what you need to know. I mean, that was essentially the thing. She was a mean girl, and she was like sabotaging other people by like talking to artists and getting them to cancel work with those VTubers. And so this document is 1,000 pages. This is her 1,000 page response. Cinder's 1,000 page response. This whole thing happened 5 months ago, and she spent the last 5 months making this 1,000 page document. So we need to start some more drama to get Lua to stream more often. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. So we're not going through the doc chronologically, but oh my god, the Silver Veil section is also 250 pages. The Nano section was 260 pages, I think, and the Silver Veil section is 250 pages. And Silver Veil wasn't even really part of the drama. Silver Veil is just someone that Cinder stalks and is obsessed with, frankly. And this document does not help that even a little bit. Even a little bit. Bolin, let's manufacture some beef to get Lewis some good material. I'll start. Bolin killed my house and burnt down my cat. Oh my god. She says, at this point, I gave up hope in trying to fix things with Silver and I. She had a problem with me for years and never wanted to address it. I would have preferred if she had just told me directly instead of being fake to my face. She did. She did. In what way was she fake? Apparently, Silverveil was asking people. Would Silver even listen if someone told her no? I would argue she did tell her no, but she's just got no. Literally, all Silver has been is polite. Exactly, she's been polite, but quite negative. Like, Silver has been polite, but like been turning her down at every turn. And Cinder is like replying to all her fucking tweets, like trying to get her attention constantly. And just rent free. Polite but firm. Yeah, I would argue she was polite but firm. Oh, and then, oh my god, and then they try to say that Silver mistreats her mods. They try to say that Silver mistreats her mods, and then give almost no evidence for that. Just one incident where Silver had some problems with a game and asked for mod for help, and then cried when it couldn't work. Like, that's it. And then we get back to that message I talked about where it's like, I've told you multiple times. And then Cinder keeps saying like, she's never told me that. She's never... didn't come from nowhere. It leads me to believe that this is what Silver had been telling her mods what happened between us. As you can see, the entirety of our DMs is shown. Nothing even similar to this has ever once been said to me by Silverveil.
How dare you, Mr. Spears? You had me fooled. And you too, Mrs. Spears. Death to all of them.
I brought back the Wendy Williams board. I just forgot about it until just now.
Clap if you care. All right, let's move on.
Okay, so... Oh my god. And it just keeps happening. It's just keep being her. Oh, yeah, of course. This art is copying this art, guys. You see how this art is copying this art? These two completely different pieces of art, and the only thing similar between them is that there's two people in it. It's copying. Oh, every time this comes up, it kills me. This was the third of 4 total times with 3 different artists I had ever specifically asked anyone not to work with someone, which are all presented in this document. Remember the strat of doing nothing when your enemy is making a mistake? Somehow the opposite of this is happening in every way. Well, frankly, that's what Silver did. Silver just did nothing. Silver just did nothing. And Cinder's just like, I do believe that Silver was somewhat aware of all of this shit happening. Obviously. But like, she didn't do anything in response to it. She just did nothing. And then Cinder just fucking freaking out the whole time. Oh, there it is. Mod 1 message. This Mod 1. Mod 1! Mod 1, you... Mod 1. Shame. Shame on you, Mod 1. I'm sure that Red and Cinder egged it on, though, frankly. I have no animosity for Cinder in truth, but hearing about Cinder's dislike for her and why I'm not fond of her very much either. Valid! Valid! Valid take. Oh, and I truly didn't even understand this section. There was something about how they were both dropping merch at the same time and they both used the word pixel or... So I didn't understand this. I launched my AFK flavor and merch, and the very next week, Silver drops her pixel merch. This is making it the 4th time our gamer subs drops have been released back to back. Oh my god. And then there was something about this person who took the photo. They're like constantly going to other people and like trying to get information, and then they don't see the problem with that. They don't think that there's like a problem with doing that. That's weird. That's a weird thing to do. It's weird to do reconnaissance on people who have nothing to do with you. The problem with conspiracy theorists is they'll see connections everywhere. Yeah. Like, they go to the artist and are like, when did you start talking with them? Oh, well, obviously, it was the same time as Silver. It's supposed to be related. Oh my god. And so, by the way, the ones with in orange, these are screenshots that come from other people's call-out docs. It's so embarrassing. Oh, and so the other thing, the big thing that they also keep hounding about is that, like, because of obviously the big crux of the original call out to Cinder was that Nanolist had canceled a bunch of models for other people at the insistence of Cinder and Red. And Cinder and Red say, like, we didn't insist about it. The thing that Cinder keeps pointing out in the end for the Silver section is that Silver didn't even ever have any models canceled by Nano. None of the models were canceled, apparently. I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, shouldn't she know that these projects take a while to complete and they don't just drop it overnight? Well, that's why he keeps asking the artist, when did the VTuber and you start talking about this project? He keeps asking the artists that, as if it's his right to know. Oh my god, and then the whole rest of the document is her pointing out every line that Silverveil said about Cinder apparently 2 months ago. And with a timestamp, and then her rebuttal to this. Please seek help. 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 This is her quoting Silverveil's stream and then rebutting each line for 50 pages. She just doesn't want anyone doing it better than her. Yeah. Yeah. So there's a section on Shy Lily, and I didn't understand this one. They're trying to she tries to say, I mean, she says very plainly that Shy Lily orchestrated this whole thing and she doesn't know why. I mean, frankly, I'm pretty sure that what happened was Shy Lily just started talking with Nano and then didn't like the conversations that Nano and Red had together. Orchestrated. Okay. Okay. You guys said that at the same time. Okay, I didn't even get that. I always forget that she's an orca. Good inductive argument requires cogency. I don't think Cinder ever learned what that word means. I barely know what that word means, so birds of a feather, I guess. And so this whole thing is just showing like every DM that Shy Lily and I'm pretty sure that Shy Lily just got bad vibes from Cinder and then got some meat to that bone and then was like, okay, let's do it. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I mean, frankly, Shy Lily had no, I don't know. I kind of agree that Shy Lily had no place in this whole thing. And so her butting herself in and then digging the knife in was crazy. I mean, frankly, to me, it does not shine kindly on Shy Lily. Kind of get bad vibes from Shy Lily too. But here I am doing the drama stream, so glass houses. See that glass window over there? The whole house is made of glass windows. Let's be real. Shy Lily saw some clout to grab and snatched up. And it worked. And it worked. Who knows if that was her intention, but that's what happened. I don't trust 80% of VTubers. Y'all desperate. Valid and true, babe. Valid and true. You stand on that hill. It's grassy. It's a beautiful day. Keep standing there. Okay. The Aru part is just stupid. I didn't even. Lou has always been keen on drama, and her motif is a star. A real keen star. Oh. There, Lua. That must have been a pain to read. Honestly, no, not at all. The only reason it was a pain to read is why is the background gray? Why did she make the background gray? Why did she make the background gray? I really don't get that. It actually hurt my eyes to read it. Why is the background gray? And also that the font's really small. I had to keep zooming in. It's kind of sad. Yeah, this is all very sad, frankly. She should have just go back to streaming, Cinder. Just go back to streaming. Who gives a shit about any of this? Just go back to streaming. Hard to read. Maybe it's on purpose. I think that they made the background gray so that you always know what's a screenshot from hers. That's what I think. That's why I think they did that. But I don't like why? Okay. Okay. Sure. Why not? And then she's like, whatever. Just says some bullshit. I will say the most, I mean, yeah, there's just a lot of stuff in here that's so disingenuous that it's like you're just willfully misunderstanding people and willfully mischaracterizing what you said, even if there are other people in this situation who have some culpability. And the part with oh my god, the part with Numi. I will say the one thing. Well, no, even in the spite part, in the spite section, she keeps saying like, I had no idea that Spite was also doing that. But then implying that Spite was copying her anyways. Like, such a waste of energy. And Spite also, by the way, was such a smaller VTuber. It's insane. The Numi part is crazy. Okay, so apparently, okay, so Silver, the part in this that's really disingenuous is that Silver, sorry, I keep putting my hands on my head. There we go. That's what it looks like. So Silver keeps trying to say that, like, she doesn't, well, so Silver's like, I don't have anything against Numi. I don't have anything against Numi. But basically she's saying, like, but the whole thing with Numi's concert where Cinder did not do herself any good by naming herself Cinder. Anyways, so Cinder keeps saying that, like, no, I love Numi. I really wanted to go to her concert, and it was a miscommunication that all that happened. All the stuff with Numi's concert happened because basically Numi invited Cinder to perform at her concert, but like a miscommunication between Numi, Red, and Cinder. Cinder had no idea, basically, and didn't know when the concert was. So frankly, it sounds like Red's a pretty shit manager. And then Numi didn't know that Red hadn't told Cinder. So when Cinder said, like, are you coming to my concert? Numi assumed that Cinder knew that she was inviting her to perform at the concert. But Cinder just thought she was saying, like, are you going to, like, attend? And so she... Game of fucking musical chairs. Bullshit. I just finished up my Chobani 20-gram protein mixed berry vanilla shake thing. Drink. Whatever. Anyways. Okay. That's all I had to talk about with this document. All of this would have been fixed if VTubers were more professional with each other, if Red was a better manager, and if Cinder and Red weren't fucking freaks. Ad read? Ugh. Oh, for Chobani? I will say, I'm holding it up. Chobani. Here. You can't see it. It's an invisible Chobani, but, oh my god. Freaking track my hands. Okay, I guess it won't work. I love Chobani. I've been drinking a Chobani, at least one Chobani a day. It's been keeping me very regular. I've always had a problem being regular. My bowels, they don't like to be regular. But the Chobani's fixing a lot of my problems. Anyways, that's it with the Cinder doc. There's a couple other minor drama things that I could talk about. Like Hassan shocking his dog, possibly. That was wild. This stream sponsored by Big Lactose. When you give insecure people tons of money and attention all at once, yeah. And then the thing that people literally explicitly kept telling Cinder was like, you're a really big VTuber. You don't need to be doing all this. You're like one of the biggest VTubers. You don't need to be doing all this. And she refused to believe it because she's just so insecure. Have you tried chia pudding? I've been getting into that. I haven't. I don't know if I would like the texture much. Wait, which part is real? He confirms he shocks his dog, by the way. Says it doesn't lay on the floor because it's bad for the joints. When did he say that? Did he say that today? Because he didn't say that in the stream. He said he said it was like just a vibration. He said it was just a vibration. So when did he say that? When did he say what you just said? In conclusion, Cinder genuinely needs and would benefit from therapy. Oh, 1000%. Most people would, though. But yeah, 1000%. He has a whole video on his channel. Should we watch it? By the way, I don't hate Hassan for his politics. I hate him because he's fucking annoying. I watch Fear and I watch his podcast. I'm a big fan of the people he's friends with. I find Hassan to be very annoying. So I was on the side of not being super fair with my criticism towards Hassan. But let's watch this video. I'm so curious. Wait, Hassan has a channel? Hassan has a YouTube channel? Oh, here we go. You were lied to. No, this is the video where he says it's a vibrator. Or, oh. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. I watched the stream that this is from. I've watched this already. He doesn't say that it shocks Kaya. Here, one sec. Sorry, I'm hiding everything just in case. Here we go. Now, taking this video, why is it not loading?
But it is emblematic.
There we go. Okay. Taking this video again at like total face value, because I've seen it already. It still doesn't, it's not a good look. Let's see.
Of all of America's much more consequential violence. Okay? It's the same reason as to why America, Kaya, please just fucking
I know,
go
there's the whole removable prongs
stop.
thing. I know, we'll get there.
Jesus Christ, what are you doing?
Most vibration collars also have shock features, and you can remove the prong and then just use the vibration feature. I'm aware. And I'm not saying he didn't shock his dog. I'm not saying he didn't shock his dog. But I would like to use the actual information because he did not say he shocked his dog.
PC Kaya will be free. Yes, I will be addressing that as well. Don't worry. In the aftermath of me getting and while I'm fucking Eve's like professionally trained, and I think while she was like getting up and down from the bed, I don't know exactly what happened, but I suspect that she tweaked her.
Yeah, he's saying that she caught her claw on the side of the bed and then yelped from that, and then he wasn't reaching for a shock thing or anything. He also says in this that right afterwards he went to go pet Kaya, but I couldn't find evidence of that in the stream. But I will also say that the main video that was blowing up, that was like a what's it called? It was like a fast forward of the whole stream, tried to imply that Kaya was sitting there the whole 5-hour stream, and that's just a lie. I watched the actual stream. I went back and watched the actual stream. Kaya was only there for 2 hours of the 5-hour stream. I think the video volume is a little loud. Oh, sorry. I can turn it down.
Her dew nail, like the upper nail that's like her dew claw on the side of the bed. People speculated that I was actually shocking her. It is basically a perfect shitstorm because obviously I have a lot of haters. Obviously, a lot of people love dogs, myself included. The clip looks fucking horrible. He was like automatic that I love, and it hurt. You live in orbit, and a lot not corroborate yet. So the abuse of, once again, it lives a better life than most people I hear. These views, I'm still like, in any case, looks so stand as I show, which I use when she's free roaming. You didn't refute the claims until now? No. Showing either the air tag or the vibration collar that she has. Awfully too thick works. Faded in so far. Do with your own stuff. The clip where you mentioned buying a shock collar before, and the other clip where you talk about Frenchies and your response to the collar being too tight were all disappointing. But yeah, I'm sorry. Everyone was just...
Okay. He says something that's fucking crazy at one point. He says that apparently Maya, who's, you know, an animal conservationist, or someone, one of his friends said that Kaya's collar is too tight. And his response was that she's fat. Yeah, that's why the collar's too tight. Loosen the fucking collar. Are you stupid? She wasn't even wearing the vibration collar at that time. Yeah, she was.
Just accusing you of something so awful. A shock. Like literally 10 years ago
in that stream.
When I had a dim, like, is my pre-build is narrow.
I wanted to use a shock collar.
Oh yeah, this is stupid. This is stupid.
You're just
him saying 3 years ago that he owns a shock collar is stupid.
Curious. Okay, so let me address a couple things really quickly. First and foremost, I have done this. I have addressed this a million times over. I've also shown in videos like Kaya.
A lot of neck meat, he said. Yeah, which is stupid. Yeah, she has a lot of neck meat. That's why the collar needs to be bigger. I don't get it.
Day-to-day experiences and stuff like that. Obviously, she gets out. She has an incredibly active morning. And not only that, but she also has an incredibly active afternoon. She gets 2 hours of playtime every morning at either the gym or at the park that I go to. And then as a big dog, as big dogs oftentimes do, she passes the fuck out for extended periods of time throughout the day. On top of that, at night, in the afternoon, long walk to the door itself, there's a very specific purpose for that. That is because, and this is something that I've described over and over again, the reason why she's not allowed to roam inside of this room, with the exception of like stretching or getting up, getting down, drinking water, things like that, is because she likes to lay on the ground. When she lays on the ground, that's terrible for her fucking joint.
But the bed she's laying on right now looks really hard. Am I crazy?
Every single thing that I do with this dog is either with a professional dog trainer or with a vet. Professional dog trainer or a vet. A lot of people don't understand how serious this is to take care of your dog, how important it is to make sure that you have like proper activity, proper socializing, and to make sure that your dog gets out, make sure that your dog is actually active, and more importantly,
is the black part of that bed like flexible? I just assumed it wasn't, though. It's a trampoline bed?
Make sure that your dog has a regimented and very structured life.
I know, right? That's a dog bed. Exactly.
Especially when you have a very large dog. I have a very large dog. Large dogs have...
He said that, like, he lets his dog, like, get up and move around, but, like, she literally had just gotten up, like, stood up. That was it. And then he was like, place, Kaya, go back to bed. I guess maybe he had just taken her out or something.
To get hip dysplasia later on in their lives, and they have joint issues. She is 120 pounds. The other reason why it's important that a large dog hurt someone, if she accidentally played with someone and nipped at someone, hurt themselves as well. Taking this very, very serious. Bracket off the criticisms in...
Okay, and then the rest of this is just like... Oh, and he talks about the collar. Let's go to the collar.
On his desk or something like that. I have multiple collars. I'm going to address the collar thing in a second as well. I have multiple collars for Kaya, and I put an air tag on them. I put an air tag on all of her collars to make sure that, you know, I know where she's at. And one of the collars that people are pointing to from previous days or from like months ago is the collar that is a vibration collar, a collar that I use specifically to communicate with Kaya when she's free roaming at the park or when she is, you know, off leash running around. Going to be instances where you can yell for her to come back to do recall, but because she's so far away that she can't hear you. That's where the vibration collar comes in. It vibrates, versions of it, a large sound. There are shock collars as well. They all are pointing to be like, oh my God, he has a collar that he's, but it 1,000 times the yelled place on stream, the yelping guys are to use the Thames machine. It feels like ants. That's what the sensation feels.
Hearing him discuss something I'm less invested in, and I think Lua might be right. This guy might be annoying. He's a little annoying. He's kind of annoying, frankly. It's just added. Like, listen, I've seen many episodes of Fear, and I'm perfectly familiar with Son, and I dislike him for perfectly valid reasons that have nothing to do with racism and politics. He's just annoying. Anyways, it's stupid. It's whatever. Who cares? Then, there was one other thing I wanted to talk about. Oh, this is so stupid. There's just not even anything to talk about this. You guys watch wrestling? Do you guys watch wrestling? Have you guys ever watched wrestling? Do you guys know who Ned Fulmer is? Oh, good. There's a Vice article about it. Okay, let's bring this up. Okay, this is not cropped well. Okay. Do you guys know who Ned Fulmer is? The Try Guy? Correct. So Ned Fulmer, the Try Guy who was known as the wife guy, and how often his whole shtick was how much he loved his wife. And then he got caught cheating on his wife with one of his subordinates at the Try Guys. Tony Khan, why did you do this? Great fucking question. Unrelated, but you love my environment? Thank you. It was free on the Warudo workshop, and it happened to fit my vibe perfectly. I'll show... Actually, let me show you it really quick. There's a pool. Oh, I could put it on... I could put stuff on the TV screen. Hello, me. Is there it upstairs? I'm kind of curious now. Ooh, there's a loft. Hello. There we go. This is a fish tank. Yeah, it does have fish tank vibes. So Ned Fulmer got canceled because he cheated on his wife and he had 2 kids with her. And the wife, he had like he also basically did work with his wife because they had like a podcast together through the Try Guys company and stuff. At least John Mulaney had the excuse of being a drug addict. Oh God, don't get me started on John Mulaney. So recently, and so Ned Fulmer's been gone since that happened. When did that happen? Like a full year ago or something like that. And he like a couple weeks ago decided he was going to make a comeback by starting a podcast called Rock Bottom with Ned Fulmer, and his first interview was with his ex-wife about their breakup and the whole situation and how humiliating that was for her. And it was a hard watch. It was a hard watch. I love how one person goes, that's kind of baller TBH, and the next person goes, that's such a terrible idea. So that happened a few weeks ago, and then the second thing to happen apparently is that he was on AEW, or he appeared in an AEW match. He wasn't on television. And by the way, I'm a huge AEW fan, so this is highly upsetting. I don't like this at all. It's bold. I'll give him that. I will give him that. Okay, let's see. As if we already weren't living in the strangest timeline, former Try Guys member Ned Fulmer is now trying his hand at professional wrestling. The Try Guys are a YouTube group that gained popularity during their time at BuzzFeed. Nasty Ned Fulmer, formerly of the Try Guys, has made his wrestling debut for AEW/Ring of Honor. This is a major spoiler, but I go to the bathroom and come back and fucking Ned Fulmer is on AEW. He just looks lame too. Okay, the Logan Paul and whatever makes sense as being in wrestling because he's like a fuck boy, right? He's a bad boy. Like he does crazy pranks and shit. Like it makes sense that you become a wrestler if you're canceled. Your whole shtick as being lame and then cheating on your wife is not a setup for being a wrestler. It's the worst setup for being a wrestler I've ever heard in my life. And then he's wearing this lame ass fucking gear. Wasn't Jake Paul the one who wrestles? No, Jake Paul is the one who boxes and does MMA. Logan Paul is actually a very, very successful wrestler in WWE. Am I getting that right, guys? I'm not crazy, right? It's Logan Paul. Yeah, it's Logan Paul who's the WWE wrestler. And actually, he makes a really good WWE wrestler by all accounts, by the way. It's baller because it sucks? Okay. These are insane ads I'm getting, by the way. What the fuck are these? This follows his reemergence on social media with his new podcast, Rock Bottom with Ned Fulmer. In the debut episode, Fulmer and his estranged wife, Ariel, sit down and have an hour-long episode. In it, they discuss his infidelity and whether or not she forgives him for what happened. Spoiler alert, she doesn't. I was also going to say that. They both went into combat sports? Yep. They both went into combat sports. In an interview with Rolling Stone, Ned and Ariel open up about their current dynamic co-parenting their 2 children. We don't need this information. Can I be honest? We don't need this information. I don't want to know. This is just a bummer. Like, no one asked or needs any of this information. To be completely honest, Ned didn't even ask me to do it. It was the sort of situation where I knew he wanted to go back online, she explained. I didn't even remember whose idea it was, but we were having a conversation and I went, well, what if I went on your podcast? And what if we talked about us? And I'll be honest, I have a hard time believing that that's how the conversation, I mean, I believe that that's what she said, but surely there was some conversation before that where he was like, well, who am I gonna have as my first guest? Who's gonna like me if I don't talk to you first? God. Buy that product and review it on stream. What the hell is this even? What the hell is this even? I'm not doing that. Oh boy, guys. That's all the drama I had to talk about. I don't need any more. I think we're good on the drama. My God. Okay, I gotta go back to work. It's a work day. It's a Thursday. I have work to do. I'll see you. I don't know what I'll see y'all next. Any other questions about the Cinder drama, or did we cover it all? Boo, I know. I know. See you in half a year? Yeah. Thank you for the feast. You're welcome. Where are the pitchforks going? No pitchforks, only pity, frankly. Only pity here. Only pity. If you guys aren't following or subscribing, go ahead and do that, please. You won't hear much from me, so it's fine. Yeah, I won't flood your sub box, that's for sure. I want to do YouTube videos. I keep mentioning this. I really want to do YouTube videos. Who knows when it'll happen, though. Lua the elevated being. What's the next big thing in 3D VTubing? Actually, I do want to make a tutorial about how to make VTuber concerts. I do want to do that. I will. Maybe that's the next thing you'll see from me. Who knows? Anyways, thank you everyone for the stream. Okay, I'm going to stop the Twitch stream. Bye-bye, Twitch. Bam. Okay, I'm going to stop the YouTube stream. The vertical YouTube stream. Bye-bye, vertical YouTube. Bam. Then we're going to stop the horizontal YouTube stream. Goodbye, horizontal YouTube stream. Bye-bye.